On Robin Hood Radio today, we are welcoming Leland McMillan and Jamie Vitiello, and there's an event coming up in our area, which is a charity event, which is going to support the Armenia Wasaic Community Organization, and it's being sponsored in part by the Silo Ridge Community Foundation, and that's why we have Leland and Jamie here with us today. I guess, Jamie, we'll start off with you. First of all, welcome back to Robin Hood Radio. My questions to you, let's find out a little bit about the Silo Ridge Community Foundation and the Armenia Wasaic Community Foundation, as you're a part of both those boards. What are the objectives of these organizations, and when were they put together and formed?
Sure. And first of all, thanks for having us. It's great to be back. The Silo Ridge Community Foundation is a nonprofit that has been created by the Silo Ridge Field Club, and it's been designed really to be a granting organization in order to provide grants to other nonprofits and other community-oriented organizations in the Armenia Wasaic area and the related areas in our community. As you know, Silo Ridge is a development that has really hit its stride in the last year or two. It has a growing number of residents, and those residents really want to be part of the community, and they want to help the surrounding community, and thus this is the vehicle that's been created to do so. It's been a work in progress over the last probably 12 months or so to get it filed and set up, and then now it's up and running. And one of the main organizations it will help and support is the Armenia Wasaic Community Organization, which itself will be an actual operating organization that will help with charitable works and good deeds throughout the Armenia Wasaic community. So the Silo Ridge Foundation will be a large supporter of the Armenia Wasaic Community Organization. All of this culminating in our first large-scale public event, which both organizations saw as an opportunity to begin something that hopefully becomes an annual event in the Armenia Wasaic community and for all the surrounding communities and Dutchess County and Litchfield that can both bring the community together for something that's enjoyable, that creates a little buzz for the area, that lets people interact, and ultimately also raises money for these good organizations.
Well, congratulations, because I remember almost 14 years ago, I wanted to start a nonprofit, Tri-State Public Communications, so we could have a public radio station in our area. And between the paperwork, I did it myself. I didn't hire anybody to do it. It took me about 4.5 months to put all the paperwork together and submit it to the IRS. And I did get approval on the first try, which was great, but I know how much work has to go in to setting up these organizations. So first of all, congratulations on the Silo Ridge community, and also to the folks that formed the other nonprofit, because they become really, really important, especially in the next several years in promoting our area and promoting the nonprofits that are in our area. As you now well know, Jamie, there's a lot of nonprofits. So congratulations on the setting up of both those organizations. So we've got this Hudson Valley Rodeo, which is coming up. It's going to be at Depot Hill Road at Armenia on October 2nd. And this is where, right now, we're going to bring in Leland McMillan, who is actually a producer for this event. Leland, let's talk a little bit about your being a producer for this event and your company and how this has all been put together so far.
Yes, sir. Well, we're really excited to be part of that. So our company is bringing in the rodeo entertainment, and we'll be having the traditional events, the broncs and the bulls, barrel racing and roping, and everything else you can think of. So what all can I tell you about it?
First of all, how hard is it to set up something like this? Because a rodeo, I've been to a couple of different rodeos, and there's a lot of different components that go into pulling this all together, and especially if you're going to bring in somebody that's also going to be in concert there. Obviously this is something that you do for a living, so it's probably not that hard for you, but for people to appreciate what putting on a rodeo is like, there's just got to be a ton of work that goes into this.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, so starting with the infrastructure, actually bringing in the arena, That's 60,000 pounds of steel that has to be organized like a jigsaw puzzle, and that in itself is a tremendous feat. However, gosh, we've done it so much, we've gotten so used to it. It really comes together in just a few hours. We've kind of gotten it down to a science. So it's not too much of a problem anymore. But the first time we did it, about a dozen years ago, that was challenging. But then as far as the event, that also kind of comes together much easier now. Rodeo is a culture where folks will enter the rodeo. We'll have professional participants and some local entries from around the Hudson Valley that will all come together and compete for cash prizes. And then our family, the rodeo family, will produce the event, and so we'll be doing the specific jobs to create the production. So it's a lot of hands make light work. Many hands make light work, so to speak. But it is a big production. It takes a lot of organization, so we've been working on that for months.
We're speaking about the Hudson Valley Rodeo and concert featuring Chris Jansen, Saturday, October 2nd, Depot Hill Road in Amenia. You must realize that how well this is going to go over not only for Dutchess County residents, but a rodeo goes on at the Goshen Fairgrounds each year, and that is a very, very, very popular event. And this is a type of event will definitely appeal to people on both sides of the border, which I think is part of, and Jamie, you can help me out here, which is, I think, part of the overall impression that you want when you want to start nonprofits. Yes, it is for the Amenia area, but you want to be inclusive with all the areas around you because there's a lot of people out here that can contribute one way or the other.
Absolutely, and I think that we do view it as, in a way, a single community. When you look at Sharon and Lakeville and Salisbury, Amenia and Millerton, there's so much interplay amongst residents, whether it's work or schooling or both, that I think it is important that we build a sense of community across all of these areas and that we all are living and working and schooling across these communities. So that is very important, and that is a big goal of the rodeo. I'll also layer into what Leland talked about in terms of setup in your question. The rodeo is at Keenstud Farm, which is part of the Silo Ridge complex. And in order to hold the event, Keenstud actually is just finishing construction of a very large western arena, horse arena, just for this event. So while Leland has this down to a science, there's quite a bit of work that's gone into prepping the physical facility for this. And we did partner with Gary Chetkoff, the proprietor of WDST Radio, in order to bring in the talent and run the concert part of the program, which is equally important as exciting as the rodeo.
Absolutely, it's all part of being community. I mean, you can get radio anywhere you want across this country, and 90% of it is out of some big city. But we are very lucky here to have ourselves WDST. There's another station in Kingston, WKNY, all fiercely independent radio stations that serve their surrounding communities. Now, let's talk a little bit about the event itself. It's going to open up. The doors open at 3, and the rodeo begins at 4. Am I correct about that?
That's correct. And we'll roll on through the day, starting with the rodeo, and then obviously the concert about an hour after the rodeo ends at 7 p.m. The concert will begin. There are a variety of tickets available, priced at all ranges. I think the lowest price ticket, if I remember correctly, is like a $12 kids rodeo only ticket, and they go on up to VIP tickets for either event or both. There will be food vendors. There will be beer and wine, and it will just be an all-around good time, wholesome fun, a great family type of event.
Now, also, I think what's interesting about this is that you're also going to have, and this is always a big hit. This is why I can't. Should be a big sellout. You're going to have local food trucks on the scene as well, right?
That's correct. We brought in a number of local food trucks and vendors, really trying to do something that's fun for everybody, but also create an economic opportunity for local vendors to be beneficiaries of the program while we raise money for these great causes.
And then I guess this is where probably Gary Chekhov really came in handy. After this is over, one of the top finalists for the Voice is going to open up the concert, and that is a musician, Ian Flanagan from Socrates, which will lead into the main event with Chris Johnson. Let's talk a little bit about those performers.
Yeah, absolutely. We're pretty excited to have Ian Flanagan join us. That's correct. Gary Chekhov was instrumental in that, and it's awfully nice to be able to have somebody who's local to the broader area, but local to the area to kick off the event. And then Chris Jansen, for country music fans, hopefully they know some of his outstanding hits. He is a Grammy-nominated artist, a very popular rising artist. Got some great songs. Buy Me a Boat, one of my favorite songs myself, but a really good, young, exciting artist as the headliner.
Now, what is the website, the main website that people can go to get tickets and information? Because obviously tickets must be sold in advance, or will there be tickets available at the gate as well?
Tickets will be sold in advance, but we certainly encourage people to get online and buy tickets just to make things a little smoother on that day, and to ensure that they don't get stuck if it sells out. The website is HudsonValleyRodeo.com, and they can see all the information about the event, and through that website, they can purchase advance tickets.
Now, we remind people that 100% of the net proceeds from this event, 100% of the net proceeds are going to benefit the Armenia Wasaic Community Organization. And this really is a family-friendly event. I mean, it used to be in radio, you could say for kids from 8 to 80, but this is something that really is great family entertainment.
No doubt. And as Leland knows, as he organizes the rodeo portion, there is, in fact, mutton busting. So any parent of a child who is it 8 or younger, Leland, am I correct about that?
Well, so we actually go by weight, so it's 50 pounds or less.
Okay, so any child 50 pounds or less is welcome to try their hand at mutton busting, where you essentially perform what the big riders of the bulls would do, but a child does it on a sheep. It's pretty fun if you've ever seen it. It's pretty exciting for the kids. It's safe, and it's a good laugh and exciting for the crowd and the kids.
Well, once again, it's the first annual Hudson Valley Rodeo, which will be supporting the Armenia Wasaic Community Organization, sponsored by the Silo Ridge Community Foundation, Saturday, October 2nd, Keene Stud in Armenia, 217 Depot Hill Road in Armenia. And I just will go back to you, Jamie. I think it's just such a great organization that Silo Ridge, as a community itself, has formed this nonprofit to really open the doors of Silo Ridge in a different way, which is to really welcome the community and to bring the community all together with the residents of Silo Ridge.
Absolutely. There's, as in any community, there is an almost insatiable need across a variety of areas, be it children's programming, be it parks, be it schools, so on and so forth. And Armenia Wasaic, Millerton, the surrounding areas are no different. And Silo Ridge and its members through these organizations are just absolutely thrilled and honored to be able to start to be a very meaningful part of solutioning for all that need. And this is a great way to kick it off, for everybody to have a good time, and to be doing a whole bunch of good in the process.
Well, I want to thank you, too, for joining me today, and good luck with this event. And I know you're saying first annual, and I know it's going to be a first annual event because it's something that the whole community can get behind. And once again, thank you both for joining us today on Robin Hood Radio.
Thank you, Marshall. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you.